Hello, I am Jack Gregory, and this is my Week 8 discussion. I chose to talk about Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham jail. So, to outline this letter, basically what's going on is Martin Luther King Jr. is currently in Birmingham jail. He is writing this letter and sending it out. In this letter, he's talking about, he's kind of defending nonviolent, like the civilians who are being nonviolent, mainly the black civilians who are being nonviolent against these people who are trying to put them in prison and or just kind of harass them and hurt them in general. Due to, at this point, there were still lots of segregation, lots of racism, especially in Southern America. He outlines and talks about a 4-step nonviolent campaign that he wants to put on, and is talking about how he knows that there are people who are doing things that are not good, and that are disobeying the law, but he is expressing himself by talking about how, while yes, they are disobeying the law, there are some laws that are not just and are needed to be disobeyed. He is kind of outlining how he feels on what white people's take is on trying to create peace and social justice. He is talking about how he's disappointed in lots of white people who are, it says, who prioritize negative peace over justice, from what I had written down. He's kind of talking about how there are people who are trying to keep the world as it is in that moment, in the fact that they don't want there to be racial equality. They want to keep people of color lower on this, it's almost like a pyramid scheme. They want to try to keep people of color lower on this pyramid scheme, so that they can continue to be able to do things that they've been doing, as well as continue to be, yes, in a sense, yes, more powerful, but they're not, slavery is over at this point, so they're not slaves anymore. They are just being racially discriminated against. And so these white people are trying to continue this racial discrimination, and Martin Luther King Jr. is kind of sending out in this letter talking about how he feels about it and how he wants to attempt to stop it, and get more rights for people of color, as well as, make it so that there's not as much racial or none at all racist, discriminatory things. So yeah, that was my Week 8 discussion.